Welcome to the Big Island, Hawaii, Hawaii. I apologize in advance for any mispronunciations. I'll try my best. In April, my husband Andrew and I, along with his mom and stepdad, traveled to Hawaii to explore the beautiful landscapes, exotic flora and fauna, and intriguing history. Join us for a few of our favorite highlights. To start off, I have to recommend the book and audio tour series Hawaii Revealed by Andrew Dowdy. No, this is not sponsored, but it made finding the best spots and interesting history so much more accessible. A lot of places are not really well marked, and the dark history tends to be brushed over. He has really done his research. Our first morning on the island, we looked up to Mauna Kea and saw that the sky was clear. It's often clouded over at that elevation, so we quickly headed up to the top, where we saw the many scientific observatories seated at the peak, and we were able to look down and see Maui. Make sure that you rent a vehicle with four-wheel drive if you want to make it up, as the rangers there will check before to make sure that you can make the ascent. They'll also take your brake temperatures when you get back down to the bottom, so use your gears, not your brakes. After Mauna Kea, we took a drive along the Mauna Loa Observatory Road. This was a nice one-lane, quiet road with great examples of both smooth, kaupai, pahoihoi lava and sharp, jagged, a'a lava. We even found some lava tubes to explore. This happens when flowing lava cools, creating an outer crust, and then the molten lava below continues flowing and drains out, leaving behind cave-like structures. This road does end quite abruptly, as the lava does not care if there's a road in its way. This spot flowed over in 2022. The next morning, Andrew and I took a drive over to Hulualoa, where the Puna Chocolate Company is located. We toured the cocoa, coffee, and macadamia tree farm, which, as gardeners and chocolate lovers, we both thoroughly enjoyed. We were even able to taste the fresh cacao beans, and in case you were wondering, yes, they are just as slimy as they look, and the flavor was quite citrusy. Later that afternoon, we visited some fish ponds, which were built so that small fish would swim in and eat the plentiful algae. They would then grow, and they were too big to swim back through the slats and into the ocean. There were lots of cool birds to look at and listen to here. Back at our condo, we saw some of the elusive endangered nene geese. There are signs all over the island saying, "Don't feed the cats, endangered nenes," and "Nenes crossing." These ones were being pestered by a pair of pheasants. The next morning, we headed to Kukio Beach. It's a beautiful spot, but make sure to get there early, as there are a limited number of parking permit spots. Here we saw sea urchins, crab, fish, turtles, coral, and more. for my personal favorite activity, meandering through the Hawaii Tropical Botanical Garden. There was such a diverse variety of colors and textures in all the plants, and the end view was fantastic. Your classic Hawaiian postcard picture. On our way to see a waterfall, we had a lizard drop down onto our very hot windshield. We pulled over and I picked him off and put him onto a plant where we scurried off. We then arrived at Akaka Falls. It was very pretty, but there were a lot of loud people, deterring from the waterfall audio. Okay. This next spot is not one that is well marked, and if we hadn't been listening to our audio tour, we would not have known what it was actually about, as the sign simply states that it is a registered National Historic Landmark. This is Mo'okini Heiau, a sacred temple, thought to be built originally around 480 AD, and dedicated to the war god Ku. It is believed that a Tahitian priest named Pa'o came and introduced the religious system of kapu, which includes taboos and human sacrifice. The large rock with a hollow indentation shown in the video is believed to be the place where thousands of people were killed and skinned, their bones used for fishing hooks. The system of kapu officially ended in Hawaii in 1819, not very long ago. Now say you had broken a rule of kapu, and you knew you were going to die. You had one other chance. You could run and swim as fast as you could, and if you were lucky, you would make it to this next spot, the City of Refuge. Here, you could not be harmed. Priests could rehabilitate you, and you would be safe. Our final stop was at Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. Unfortunately, we missed it erupting as we slept the night before, but there was still steam visible, which was also cool. There were also strands of Pele's hair, volcanic glass produced from cooled down lava that is stretched into hair-like strands that litter the ground. That evening, we stopped at the far end of the park to admire the harsh waves crashing into the jagged, tall cliffs. It was windy, but rather hypnotic to watch. There were some other places that we went that I'm missing here, like beaches and pools where bringing a camera in is quite frankly not the best idea. Just know that I did swim. Overall, Hawaii was an interesting place to visit. Very hot, very humid, but still beautiful. Thank you for joining us on this adventure in Hawaii, the Big Island.